following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Hospitals in the city of Rogers have reported an alarming increase in patients infected with an unknown virus. This virus was first reported at Mercy Hospital, Northwest Arkansas. It is currently unknown who is patient 0 at this time. However, inspection is currently undergoing to find the patient. Symptoms of this virus includes the following: sweating, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, chills, hot flashes, and paranoia. All residents of the city of Rogers are ordered to remain indoors until this investigation is complete. This is not a mandatory order, but is strongly recommended to avoid infection. If you wish to not remain indoors, please take precautionary measures to avoid being infected. Wear a mask to prevent inhaling infected water droplets. Ensure to wash hands thoroughly. Disinfect any contact surfaces. Prevent sharing any sort of contaminated products, including, but not limited to, food, drinks, thermometers, and any sort of injectable medicine. Avoid contact with the infected. If you or someone close to you is infected, implement quarantine countermeasures to significantly decrease your chances to be infected. Call 911 to report any and all infections. It is not known if this virus mutates. However, the CDC will be taking every available precaution to prevent an epidemic. This virus does not currently pose a threat to organic life. Remain tuned in to follow any and all information as it becomes available. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Governor of the State of Arkansas. The virus that was first reported at Mercy Hospital, Northwest Arkansas in the city of Rogers has begun to spread into the surrounding cities. These cities include Bentonville, Lowell, Eureka Springs, Springdale, and Decatur. In addition, the virus has been reported to have mutated and gained new symptoms. These symptoms include reddening of the skin, bruises, pain or weakness in the joints, headaches, agitation, petechia, and blurred vision. Due to the rapid spread of infection, this virus is expected to spread into Oklahoma, Missouri, and the rest of the state of Arkansas. Health officials are now ordering all civilians to remain indoors and to not come outside for any reason. Attempting to do may result in infection despite precautionary measures. This virus has shown to be resistant to antiviral medicine. The CDC is now developing a cure for this virus, as mutation is now posing as a threat to organic life. No fatalities have been reported at this time. However, this is subject to change. Patient 0 has not been found as of yet. Avoid coming into contact with the infected. Wait times in hospitals have increased significantly. Quarantine those that are infected. Do not share any materials with any infected civilians. Take any and all measures to prevent an epidemic. The emergency alert system will broadcast any and all updates as it becomes available. Please remain tuned in for more information. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The virus that was detected in northwestern Arkansas has spread to adjacent states in the past 2 hours. The CDC has now named this virus DEM001. The spread of DEM001 is causing infections at a rapid rate. After the conclusion of this broadcast, martial law will be taking effect in order to prevent more infections. Once martial law is implemented in the affected states, you are ordered to follow the instructions that will be given shortly. Curfew is now set at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time and will be in effect until 7 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. If you are caught after 7 o'clock p.m., soldiers will be granted permission to take any precautions to prevent further infections, including lethal force. All public areas will be closed at that time and will not reopen until curfew has ended. This will not be used as an excuse to commit crimes, as you will be arrested and charged. The CDC has reported new symptoms associated with DEM001. These symptoms now include bleeding from the orifices, vomiting or coughing up blood, psychosis, swelling that will not go down, even with treatment, homicidal aggression, scarring on various points on the body, and the yellowing, reddening, or blackening of the eyes. The infection is now beginning to pose a threat to organic life, as animals have now been reported to be infected with DEM001. The developing of these symptoms are hindering the progress of the cure, as the mutative process of DEM001 is causing researchers to be unable to understand the process of DEM001, as very few researchers are beginning to doubt if DEM001 is a virus or some other form of infectious disease. The infected are now posing as a threat to uninfected civilians, as many civilians have been attacked and or killed by the infected. A shelter-in-place order is now in effect. Remain in your homes. Shut off all lights. Avoid making loud noises, if at all possible. Should one of the infected break into your home, make any effort to defend yourself. Avoidance of DEM001 is paramount. To repeat, avoidance of DEM001 is paramount. Normal programming will now resume at this time.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the United States government. DEM001 is spread throughout the central, mountain, and eastern time zones of the United States. Mass infections have been reported across these areas, along with many attacks by infected civilians. All infected citizens have now been reported to have fallen into a coma, as all attempts at resuscitation have failed. The infected are now being closely monitored for any sudden changes that may result. Security measures are now in place to prevent attacks from occurring. The CDC is no closer to developing a cure, as it is still unknown what type of disease DEM001 is. Reports have come in claiming that the infected are undergoing a transformation of sorts, as some of the infected have been reported to have massive increases in muscle mass, loss of hair on the body, accelerated growth of the fingernails and toenails, as well as the color of the nails changing to black, growth of new appendages from the scars on the body, such as arms, legs, horns, and wings, or a combination of the mentioned changes. It has now been determined that the symptoms are in phases, as previous symptoms are no longer present in the current stages of DEM001. A national health emergency is now in effect. Martial law is now in effect. The infected are now posing a threat to all life. Shelter in place immediately to slightly decrease your chances of infection. Avoid the infected at all costs. Use any method to prevent infection. This does not permit any sort of illegal activity. Lethal force is now authorized should curfew be broken. 911 services are currently unavailable at this time. The emergency alert system will continue to be activated for any and all updates pertaining to this crisis. Stay tuned and to follow all updates on this dangerous situation. Civil danger warning. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Department of Homeland Security, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the United States government. The infected that were reported to be undergoing a transformation have now resuscitated and are said to have completed their transformations. Upon resuscitation, these civilians, which many have reported to now look like demon-like creatures, are now beginning to attack all uninfected civilians. These demons, as many have said, have begun to cause damage and infections across the many areas in the United States. Casualties and injuries have been reported as this event unfolds. Civil defense procedures are now in effect in order to stop these demons from causing further damage. These creatures can be identified by the following characteristics: massively increased muscle mass, visible veins, crimson, scarlet, garnet, or red-colored skin, wings on their backs, horns on their heads, extra appendages, such as extra arms and legs, and red, yellow, or black irises and pupils. Medical services are attempting to treat as many of the infected before transformations can occur. Mass riots and looting are occurring as a result of this epidemic. All researchers are working at an exhausting rate in order to prevent DEM-001 from spreading any further. Please remain calm. Medical resources are being exhausted, and it is unknown if these resources can be produced to treat all infections. Mitigation of this situation is currently undergoing. Please stay tuned for all updates on this dangerous situation. We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. This message is being sent out at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. To repeat, this is not a test. DEM-001 is spread to the entirety of the continental United States, including Alaska and Hawaii. Mass casualties, injuries, and infections have occurred as a result of this outbreak. Mass transformations into demons have occurred at an exponential rate. Extreme damage across the United States has occurred as a result of demons attacking all living organisms. In addition, animals have also been reported to have transformed into demons, causing more casualties and injuries as a result. The CDC is unsure if a cure can be developed, as DEM-001 is a genetic makeup that is not of earthly origin, nor is it a disease type. All forms of medicine are ineffective against this outbreak, including experimental treatments. It has been reported that portions of Canada and Mexico are containing demons and or infected civilians. The countries of Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico have also reported infections and demons present. All civil defenses are currently being exhausted in order to stop these demons from heading to other locations. This is a cataclysmic situation for all countries affected. All civilians are ordered to get into an underground shelter or to barricade their current location as best as they can. Do not let anyone into your shelter. Turn off all lights in your shelter. Use any and all furniture to create a barricade. Euthanize any infected persons that are present. Cut off all ties with any infected, including, but not limited to, family, friends, and pets. Do not attempt to reason with any demons, despite them once being human. Avoid any and all demons. The infected are no longer considered human. To repeat, the infected are no longer considered human. All infected are to be terminated immediately, including, but not limited to, newborns, the elderly, children, teenagers, adults, and all animals, including pets. Refusal to terminate the infected or neutralize any demons may result in loss of life or immediate infection. When demons pose the biggest threat to all organic life, not hesitate to defend yourself or others. This station will continue to broadcast information as it becomes available. Please remain tuned in to follow all updates. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is KNWA-TV, Channel 50. We will continue to serve the Rogers area. If you are not in this local area, tune now to a station providing news and information to your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Rogers area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. National Information Center Statement. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. The demons continue to cause widespread damage to the United States, Canada, Mexico, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. These demons are showing signs of retaining their intelligence, as wind demons have been shown carrying on wind demons in order to spread DEM-001 or to spread more destruction across these countries. Curing a demon is considered impossible, as demons now contain a different genetic makeup than humans. Sterilization efforts through the use of nuclear weapons are unable to be put into place, as efforts to sterilize infected areas have proven ineffective. New abilities utilized by demons have been discovered, and as follows: resistance to conventional weaponry, such as small firearms, regeneration of wounds, and self-destruction through means of detonation. Due to the rapid spread of DEM-001, the North American continent is expected to be overrun by demons within the next 6 hours. All armed forces in the affected countries are having difficulty with containing the outbreak. All uninfected citizens are ordered to shelter in place immediately. An underground shelter containing food, water, clothing, medical supplies, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio is strongly recommended. The presidents of the United States, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba, along with the Prime Minister of Canada and the Governor of Puerto Rico, are being moved to an undisclosed and secure location. The emergency alert system will continue to broadcast news and updates on this situation for as long as possible. We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. A continental emergency is now in progress. To repeat, a continental emergency is now in progress. DEM-001 is now spread to the entire North American continent. Mass infections and massive hordes of demons have been reported in all countries in the North American continent. Mass casualties, injuries, and infections continue to occur at an exponential rate. All militaries in each country are continuing to exterminate demons. National moratoriums are now put into place and are indefinite. Collapse of the continent's governments is likely. Armed forces are beginning to decrease in numbers as the number of demons continue to grow. Mitigation of the situation is beginning to fail. Conventional weaponry is becoming less effective as the number of demons continue to grow. Infections through insects are possible and must be avoided at all costs, if at all possible. Remain calm, as panic will only decrease your chances of survival. All uninfected civilians are now given the option of suicide. This epidemic is expected to spread across the globe. Updates will be available.
We interrupt our programming. This is a global emergency. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. The planet is no longer safe. To repeat, the planet is no longer safe. The demons that were abundant in the North American continent have spread across all countries on the planet. The outcome of the human race is uncertain. The CDC has now confirmed DEM-001 to not be a disease type. Investigation is currently undergoing to decode the exact nature of DEM-001. Government collapses are occurring as demons overrun militaries and civilization. All attempts at diplomacy or reasoning with these demons have failed and have proven to be fatal. The previous instructions continue to apply. Survival rates are low across the world. Many uninfected survivors are beginning to fight off demons in countries whose government has collapsed. It is strongly recommended to not engage a demon in combat. Do not attempt to save others. All attempts will be futile and will result in death. There is no possibility of escape. Attempt as much as you can to prolong your survival. National Information Center Statement. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Demons continue to cause chaos around the world. Research has revealed that DEM001 is not a disease, but is an ancient demonic spirit that continues to spread its influence by means of causing infection-like states, while also causing transformations into demons. Many religious experts across the world are urging citizens to rely on a different method of exterminating demons. Please carry out these instructions. Make an attempt to head towards the nearest church or religious area. Use holy water, if applicable. Begin praying to ensure defense against demons. Carry a holy book, such as a Bible. Attempt to use exorcisms to weaken demons. Remember, all demons were once human, and must be neutralized immediately, regardless of previous relationship. Do not attempt to use medicine, as it will be ineffective in combating this spirit. These are precautions that are necessary, as these will ensure your survival during this cataclysm. You will never be alone. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. The previous instructions have gone unheard of by most humans on the planet. Very few humans are left on the earth. Extinction is almost certain. All efforts of ensuring the survival of the human race have failed. Pray to your deity or deities, if applicable. Repent, and ask for forgiveness. Thessalonians 5:23-24. May God himself, the God of peace, sanctify you through and through. May your whole spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. The one who calls you is faithful, and he will do it. The emergency alert system will now sign off for the final time. Thank you all for your cooperation, but all is lost. May God save us all.